There was a scene from Pride of Rajesh that I liked, and also you mentioned it in that song Bangun, where you talked about. I mean, of course, the Pride it wasn't mentioned, but the scene is where one guy Rajesh wants to get a loan, and then the boss keeps like telling him, you're nothing. You need this job and all that kind of stuff. And then in the song Bangun, there is a line where you talk about Indians pulling down Indians, right? Is this a problem only for us, or do you think it's other races as well?
I see this problem only for us, actually.
Okay.
I see this a lot in our culture.
Have you faced it personally?
Yeah, I've faced it.
Oh, give us an example, man.
So, I remember, making Pride Rajesh is not the first attempt. I already made a movie before.
Okay.
For iFlix. But it's because, there's producer issues and everything. I faced that.
Okay.
So, because iFlix got bought over by someone, so we cannot release the movie.
Okay.
So, after that, we had a session where we somehow got Dana. Some people say, hey, we want to make a movie. We have this much money. Do you want it? And I was like, sure. So we were calling people like, okay, let's make this an India collaboration. So we were calling people like, okay, can you get us contact with Anirudh and all these people? So we realized that in an hour we got all this connection. Like, okay, that means we can. So we were doing the budget and everything. And then we started getting calls from people. Random people who I never spoke to before. Where you got the money from? Well, you cannot make a Malaysian movie with Malaysians, is it? And I was like, where did you get my number? Who's giving you the money? How much money they giving you? Why are you getting this money? Come, let's have a talk. I'm like, who are you?
Really?
Yeah, and the thing is, right, everyone, in like less than 2 hours, everyone knew about it, and everyone told me not to make the movie. And like, if you make a movie, don't charge so much. They told me like, the budget we had like 400K. They told me like, just spend it 100K. Don't make the movie too good. I was like, what the hell?
Well, why?
Because they all set a standard. You cannot. So even in the Indian industry, why Indian movies are shit? Okay, let me just tell you all this. Since I have a podcast, this could be a real. Okay, why Indian movies in Malaysia are shit is because you get the dana. Finas gives you a dana 300 to 400K. This is the budget for a movie. Okay, it's very hard to make a movie in that budget.
Specifically for Indian movies.
Yeah, because in terms of revenue wise, because theatre takes 50% of the ticket sale. So for you to make the 300K is 400K is quite difficult on its own. But also Malaysian Indians don't watch Malaysian movies. It's because of these reasons, right? 300K, 400K, right? This is something that I was told in real life by a person.
Allegedly.
No. I can't name the person, but they say this.
Okay.
They say like, this industry is a placho, bro. You have to use her as much as you can and take advantage of her. And I was just like, and this guy has made a lot of Malaysian Indian movies, and I'm just like, what? And he was telling us this, and he told us like out of 400K, he only gives the production crew, that means the cast, the crew, everybody 100K to make the movie. 300K he goes buy as a new BM or in some house deposit or loan a car. That's what they do.
Shit, really?
It's like they only spend 100 to 150K. That's it.
So it's a budget problem. That's why the movies are not up to par.
Yeah, it's legit. It's one budget problem and also skill issue. Because a lot of the Indians, they believe like one short film you make. Because Indians generally don't get a lot of content in Malaysia. Malaysian Indians.
Okay.
This is what I realized when I switched up about it. A lot of people, there's no enough content makers for Indian audience.
Okay.
So there's because we only watch India content, there's no Malaysian local content creators.
Okay.
So when I started going, that's why I could blow up, because there was not enough people. So I can, even though I'm making the same content in English, in Tamil, I'm the first one to make it. Okay.
But then how about people like Sanjay Perumal who made Jagat and all that? Do they suffer? I mean, is this applies?
Okay, so you see Sanjay Perumal, Jagat, and everything, right? It box office wise, it doesn't make the money.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. He cannot make a bigger movie because it doesn't make sense for us to spend the money. He's more of a film festival guy. And even he saw Prior Rajesh and he like, your film is very artificial. But I understood why he said what he said, like, because I actually knew what was wrong with the film.
Okay.
So like, I really appreciate, because he's a filmmaker, so it's very easy to get, but it's a budget problem.
It's a budget problem.
They don't want to spend the money. And when they spend the money, people will like, oh, why are you spending? Like Pride of Rajesh, we made it for 3,000 ringgit.
I saw that on your YouTube.
Okay. So it's 3,000 ringgit only. And we were like, you can make this quality. But 3,000 ringgit is spent.
Okay.
It's not like we had a budget.
Then you go buy BM or stuff like that.
Yeah. So, if I can get BM in 3,000 ringgit, I'll tell you.
Must be like a 1980s BM or something. I don't know.
So generally, it's a budget problem. And also a lot of filmmakers, they never made short films.
Okay.
So imagine you want to make a budget of 100K. An experienced filmmaker will say no. But if you never made films and I tell you, you got 100K, can you make a movie and come?
I'll say yes because I have no idea.
Yeah. So you go make it.
But it'd be tough.
But you never know what is good writing and everything. You never done it before. So when you make it, it's going to be bad.
But is this exclusive to Indian the Indian industry or is it even the Malay and Chinese industries?
The Malay and Chinese industry, they are much more. They go into labs. So they go to film labs. They work their script and there's a lot more things. Here is as long as you have normal script, go do it. It can be just simple as hell.
Wow.
So here is like.
Sorry, just because I have no idea what's industry. When you say film labs, what do you mean?
So okay, so have you seen this movie called Abang Adik?
No.
So it's a Malaysian movie that is it's a Malaysian and Hong Kong movie that was done. So that the director of this movie, there's labs. So labs are like all over the world, they have it. You submit your script.
Okay.
And your script gets selected. They will work with you, your script.
Oh, wow.
They will teach you how can we make this script better. And it's not like 1 month, it's 6 months. And it's very hard to get in actually. So they will select a few people. You go in, get it. And then from there, once you work the script, they will fund your film.
Wow.
So that's how they teach you.
That's amazing, huh?
Yeah. So a lot of Indian people, don't go through this way. You get it? They don't study these things. They don't learn or you tell me the camera work is good, right? It's because I studied. They don't even do that thing. They don't do a lot of pre-pro. Even though they do, they don't have the budget to execute what they want to do.
Okay.
They don't know how to budget their planning. They don't know where should we spend, where we should not spend, and all this. And also the actors get paid like shit.
Yeah, I would guess so. If you're giving shoestring budget, obviously they're going to get.
So the actors, morning you will in one film, and night you will another film.
Indian actors, huh?
Indian actors, yeah. So they will just act that's why they don't come for short films and everything because
there's no money.
Just we give them money, but that money is the same money as them acting in a film.
Okay.
So that's why the industry is very bad. It's because of budget issue. And also they don't make enough to go and learn things.
Okay.
So if you imagine a director will earn 3,000 ringgit or 4,000 ringgit for a film. That 4,000 ringgit he has, the project duration is 6 months. 4,000 ringgit spread across 6 months is...
So nothing.
It's nothing, right?
Yeah.
How are you going to go and spend money in learning your skills? So that is the problem.
Okay.
So it's budget issue creates they don't have an avenue to learn this. And also our government is such a way that we don't appreciate art as much. So we don't really, our culture is such a way that art culture doesn't really work. So we don't have avenues to go and learn all this.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know where to learn all this.
Okay.
So
because even I think I had Jo Kukadas here, and she was talking about how some of the films made locally actually do better outside of Malaysia than they do within Malaysia. Across other even if it were Malay cinema or whatever, they actually get awards outside compared to here. It's not appreciated.
Yeah. So even because I tell my friends that you don't have, because a lot of Indian filmmakers in Malaysia, what they will tell is, I want to make a movie like India. But the problem is, your first audience are going to be Malaysians. Malaysians have already seen India stories because that's their culture. Our culture is we have Mama, we have Pradesh, we have a lot of languages going. You have to make a story that's very local.
Yeah.
So,
and to be fair, even India is doing that now. You watch a lot of Hindi movies, even you watch in the Malayalam industry also, Tamil industry, they'll have Malayalam dialogue, they'll have Hindi dialogue. They're changing already because they understand that they want the film to transcend states as well, because every state has its own language, right? India is like that.
Yeah.
So we should do that as well.
Yeah.
Right?
So I think Malayalam industry figured it out. They told us the more local the stories, the more international the viewing. So a lot of Indian people, they don't tell very localized stories. And when they tell localized stories, they don't tell human emotions very well. They go love stories, time travel and everything. You can't even tell human emotions there. And you want to add so many elements to it. So it's also the writing.
Yeah, it is. I give you an example. Of course, I mean, I now I don't watch so many movies because I have no really time. Unfortunately, it's what I loved doing before. But my mother would introduce me to a lot of Malayalam movies, right? So there was one movie that introduced me. The whole story is it's about this guy who falls in love with a plant. He marries a plant because apparently he has some dosham, marry a plant, and how he takes care of that plant, and how he refuses to move away and find a human woman to be with. And then eventually one day the brother gets so angry, just chops off the entire plant. He gets upset, but eventually he meets this girl. It's very simple story, but the way the character development, the relationships between the characters, right? It was very entertaining, So it's all about writing and the content.
Yeah. So a lot of Malaysian writers, they cannot write that.
But is it? I mean, is it because is it a Malaysian? Is it a skill? It can't be, right? I mean,
It's like they want to write, but they don't challenge themselves because they're like, oh, we need to make this as entertaining. So they will add like, I saw a film like directing. It's like, oh, you go show him who you are. So should I go show him my IC? I was just like, that's your dialogue. That's your dialogue. Oh my God, this is quite bad. That's how they are.
Okay.
So they don't like Tamil language is so poetic because that's what I understand is so poetic. You have to have skills to write it very beautifully.
Okay.
So you cannot just say when you tell film, you have to take cinematic liberty on it. But people don't know how to do it.
In fact, even recently there was a situation where this guy, I think he had released a film, and then I remember on TikTok there were some videos going viral about how at the screenings it was empty.
Oh, so there's this trick.
Okay.
When I make Tamil movie, part of the promotion, this is what the guy, who told me, part of the promotion is, as a director, after your movie comes out 2 days, you have to put a video of you crying, saying that nobody's in the cinema. Because that will make people to go to the cinema. Because Indians, again, are very emotional creatures. So they will like, oh my God, let's help this kid.
But then does it work?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but I remember movies like Venpa. Have you heard Venpa, right? Venpa was promoted quite well. It was, and I think they crossed 1 million. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So like they know promotion, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't know marketing.
Okay.
Like a lot of people think like, oh, I released my trailer today. In 2 weeks, my movie will like Deadpool, Wolverine said they had to release 1 year, 2 years ago to give the announcement. They constantly give you updates.
Yeah.
And they have
constantly
to
market. Yeah.
market. You give one trailer and you expect people to go watch it. So this is what they want. They don't understand how to market a film. And also like this crying, all these things is part of their marketing.
Really?
I'm not even joking. They even have the actors will come and tell me like we were asked to be part of the video to tell like please go watch it. We really worked hard on it. All this. It's part of their marketing.
So it's oh my goodness. So it's not like any racial problem. It's a choice.
It's a choice.
Really?
It's a choice.
Yeah, I thought it was like
No. Because see, you fell for it.
I
Right?
fell for it. I was like,
Yeah, and you will like let's go watch it.
yeah, support them.
That's why.
Okay, so
That's
I guess
why.
it works.
So it works. It works. It, like you don't have to do it. It works.
It works. Okay.
It's like you can't tell them wrong. Like they know their market very well.
Yeah.